As a man, don't allow any woman you have interest in disrespect you. And I'm gonna show you some tips on how to handle it and key signs and patterns, what to look for in her behavior. This is why it's extremely important for men to take their time and to vet a woman to see if she is the correct fit for him right now, as well as in the future, and see if, one, does this woman even respect herself? That's one of the first key things, that a woman cannot truly respect a man if she doesn't respect herself. It's the way she carries herself, the way that she talks, the way that her friends that she picked, the way that she dresses. If she doesn't have respect for herself, then there is no reason for a man of substance, a man of value, to even continue to deal with her. Another reason why that women can disrespect men is because of power imbalance. That's why it's important for you to find somebody who is also confident in themselves. Some women get around certain men and they might feel like this man is more powerful than her, and she will disrespect. But also, on the flip side, a woman, if she feels like she's too strong for the man, then now she starts to get into her masculine energy and then ends up pushing this man in the feminine energy, and then she starts to disrespect him. She starts to boss him around. She starts to give him orders. She starts to withdraw affection from him. So these are things that a man must take his time and to vet a woman to look out for these signs. As a man, you have to give yourself time to get to know this woman and her dating history, because she also could be dealing with past traumas. You know, I met a woman and she told me about how she was in a relationship with a guy and he constantly disrespected her and it elevated to a certain level. And as I take my time, and as I taken my time to get to know her more, and you start to pay attention with what they say, they're gonna tell you how they disrespected him. There were some things that she said, or some things that she wore that was provocative out. There were some things that she made posts that she purposely tried to get underneath his skin by doing covert things to piss him off. Now, I'm not saying that this man's reaction is correct, okay? Because there's disrespect is wrong on both sides. But a lot of times what men do is men will bottle up, and it's even happened to me, where you see a woman disrespect you, you kind of like cut your eyes a little bit. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I'm just gonna brush it off. All right, I'm gonna let that go. But this is where it builds up. And this is where, on both sides, a man or a woman, you can have resentment, because a lot of times you can have disrespect builds up because you haven't resolved an older issue or conflict that you had in the past trauma, or also that you have with the partner. So as a man, or even as a woman, when you let things slide, and we can say this, sometimes people let things slide too, is because they haven't set boundaries. And when I talk about setting boundaries, a lot of times people get in relationships for practice. Sometimes people get in relationships because they don't even know what their boundaries are. You know, sometimes people get in relationships to learn boundaries because they haven't seen it from a healthy relationship with a father and mother. So you have to realize you got people getting in relationships on all different levels. Some are trying to go to the next level to get married. Some are trying to figure out how to operate in a relationship. Some are trying to figure out how do you live with somebody, how do you communicate. But I've noticed that one of the biggest issues in relationships is when the boundaries getting crossed, that you have not laid down a boundary because it happened in real time. And this is an issue. So it's like you let somebody disrespect you in a relationship, and then you check them about it, and then they go, well, hey, I didn't know that was a boundary because you didn't make that clear. It's very important for you to go into a relationship. It is very important for a man to go in a relationship knowing what he is willing to tolerate. It is very important for a man to go into a relationship knowing what he wants to get out of this relationship. And I'm here to tell you, as a man, if you want to get to your fullest potential, you must be respected by the woman who is around you. Do not let the disrespect slide. Do not bottle up feelings if something wasn't okay. You need to stop immediately, and what you have to do and handle this situation, or how you handle it, is you must address it. in a calm voice, you must tell this woman, I do not allow this disrespect in my frame. I do not allow this disrespect in my life. And believe it or not, a woman loves to see a man who can stand up for himself. A woman also loves to be with a man who is able to say no to her and who can correct her behavior the right way. Because if you don't, the woman is going to run wild, and not only will she destroy your life, she will also destroy her own, because she needs a masculine man that knows how to regulate his emotions as well as hers. This is key. It all starts with self-respect. This is what it starts with. A man must have self-respect for himself. The minute you have self-respect from yourself, then a woman is going to respect you. Then you will be able to set clear boundaries earlier. And yes, she will test you. Yes, she will try you. But when you correct that behavior, when you withdraw your attention, when you withdraw your energy, when she realizes that this doesn't fly here, this does not push her away, this actually turns her on. When you learn how to handle this type of energy, this is why as a man you must be selective. When you have this type of energy and you deal with a woman, they are going to gravitate to you, because there are not many men like that out here. There are not many men who have learned life through experience. This is the whole point of experience in relationships, for you to go to each one and learn. No matter if a relationship, if certain things didn't work out on a job, or it didn't work out when you dated, as a man, you're supposed to take these things and you take things that broke apart and you turn them into building blocks on how to become better. Okay, this didn't work in the relationship. All right, I reflected on it. I've learned. I seen right here, this was a huge turning point, that something didn't feel right inside of me. And what I should have done was address it. Now what I'm gonna do is not make the same mistake. And I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna elevate my life, and I'm gonna elevate this next relationship, because my intelligence is gonna attract any woman that I decide to give my attention to. Because as a man, the longer I live, the smarter I get. The longer I live, the more wisdom that I have, because I can recognize what I do wrong. I can recognize what I do right. And I am gonna take this and propel myself to the future. And a woman will be lucky to stand next to me, because when she respects me, I'm gonna respect her, and we will have a healthy relationship. And this is why you continue to work on yourself. This is why you continue to set boundaries. This is why you set goals and figure out what you want. And in the meantime, do you know what I always say to all the kings out there? You gotta hold the line, period.